Hey guys, it's Rain for What to Play. 37 new PS4 games released this May 2018 have just received their play scores. Let's check them out right now. The play score is a standard rating that averages gamer and critic reviews. When a game only reaches the minimum requirement of critic or gamer reviews, it receives a provisional play score. Hex Tunnel Touch. Master the elements and become a supreme being in this procedurally generated arcade game from Algorithm. Avoid all surfaces and reach the destination. It has a provisional play score of 5.11. AO International Tennis. Marketed as the most authentic and community-focused tennis game ever made, it sure suffers from a technical standpoint due to numerous bugs, performance issues, and so much more. It has a provisional play score of 5.48. Tennis World Tour. Another tennis sports game in the oversaturated market. Big Ben's very own version has its good elements, but its primary concern stems from its unfinished product. A work in progress, I guess? It has a provisional play score of 5.82. Agony. This is a first-person survival horror game where you play as a tormented soul stuck in the deepest depths of hell. It's a completely horrifying idea. That is, until you start getting bored of hell itself. This game is not for the faint of heart, as it can be agonizing in the worst way. It has a play score of 5.68. City of Brass. Inspired by the Arabian Nights, this first-person roguelike adventure game from former BioShock developers takes you to the life of a daring thief in a city of scimitars and whips. It has a provisional play score of 6.29. Milanoir. The city is unforgiving. The only way to survive this hellhole is to show off how tough you are. This stylish retro shooter, while fun to play, is not the smoothest game out there, which may frustrate some people. Currently, it has a provisional play score of 6.42. Raging Justice. Take the fighting to the streets in this homage to the classic beat-em-up games. Stop hooligans from tearing up the streets and use every bit of your guts to clean the streets with tough justice. It has a provisional play score of 6.42. The Council Episode 2, Hide and Seek. The latest chapter from Big Bad Wolf's narrative adventure adds more consequences to their choice-driven scenarios and unravels an even bigger mystery without giving away spoilers. It has a provisional play score of 6.53. Disco Dodgeball Remix. The future is now. This physics-based dodgeball game from Zen puts you on a first-person version of your high school nightmare. Remix comes up with new additions and better performance for the PlayStation 4. It has a provisional play score of 6.56. Trailblazers. Velocity is your best friend in this co-op racing game from Super Gunk. Paint the racetrack with its dynamic neon-lit colors. Play with up to 6 players online and enjoy its local split-screen mode for couch party fun. It has a provisional play score of 6.63. Guns of Icarus Alliance. The next game on our list is a multiplayer game where 32 players can join a match with 4 players on each team manning the ship. This game would be a joy to play for all you steampunks out there. The only downside is it can get a bit repetitive. It has a provisional play score of 6.82. Space Hulk Deathwing Enhanced Edition. A first-person shooter sci-fi game set in the Warhammer 40k universe. This enhanced edition fixes the original issues by adding a new progression system, a new class, and so much more. It has a play score of 7.04. Fox and Forests. A 16-bit 2D action platformer where you take control of a fox with a magical crossbow. Switch and adapt to the game's 5 changing seasons and explore areas, defeat enemies, and uncover secrets. It has a provisional play score of 7.26. Destiny 2 Expansion 2 Warmind. Fan feedbacks aside, Bungie's latest DLC for the acclaimed space shooter takes you to a whole new world with new weapons, maps, and a multiplayer mode. It has a play score of 7.38. Everspace. The universe awaits you in Rockfish's action-focused single-player shooter, filled with captivating visuals and a wonderful sci-fi story to behold. Fight, craft, loot, explore, and survive the void. It has a provisional play score of 7.41. Little Witch Academia Chamber of Time. Bandai Namco's little RPG adventure from the hit anime comes with surprises and fan services. This original story takes you to the world of Little Witch Academia with a familiar and heartwarming feeling. It has a Playscore of 7.45. Conan Exiles. In a historic moment for their development, Conan Exiles is now free from its early access shackles. This open-world survival game takes you to the early days of humanity. Fight with sticks and stones and dominate the new world. It has a Playscore of 7.59. Tacoma. For the love of sci-fi, this story-rich indie adventure from Fulbright hits you in all the right places. Gone Home's creators take you to a lonely space station in the year 2088. Explore every detail and find out what happened to the ship's crew. It has a provisional Playscore of 7.79. Forgotton Anne. It's a cinematic video game adventure from Throughline. It oozes nothing but wonder. Dive deep into a realm where everyday objects can have a life of their own. Solve a mystery that determines the fate of the world. It has a provisional Playscore of 7.81. Laser League. Vaporize your enemies in Roll7's latest indie sports co-op. Set in a glowing, neon-lit future, test your reflexes as you evade from enemy-colored walls. Play with friends and form unique team tactics. It has a provisional Playscore of 7.85. Yoku's Island Express. In this pinball adventure game, you join the pint-sized postman Yoku on his adventures in the ancient Mokumana Island. This game has a refreshing vibe to it, and for now, it has a provisional Playscore of 7.93. Death Road to Canada. If anyone's asking what Canada looks like right now, it's all in this game. This indie zombie game lets you control a band of jerks as they explore cities in search of resources and run away from the undead. It has a provisional Playscore of 7.98. Killing Floor Incursion. Tripwire Interactive continues their violent action franchise in a fully realized VR game. Incursion is a story-driven adventure about the origins of the Zed Menace. Play with friends in a co-op or survive waves of enemies in Endless. It has a Playscore of 8.14. H1Z1 Battle Royale. The next game on our list is a fast-paced, extremely competitive Battle Royale shooter. You have to develop an awesome strategy because you'll never know when the toxic gases would be released. Currently, it has a provisional Playscore of 8.15. Horizon Chase Turbo. An arcade racing game inspired by the simplistic 90s. Drift your way through a number of racetracks and outrun your opponents with your mad driving skills. Call your friends and enjoy its split-screen support. It has a Playscore of 8.17. SEGA Genesis Classics. The SEGA collection of Mega Drive and Genesis classics is out to be enjoyed by the new generation. There are over 50 titles in this collection from Sonic to Streets of Rage 2. This is a great sampler of all the games we enjoyed as youngsters. This collection has a Playscore of 8.18. Wizard of Legend, a roguelike action-adventure game from Contingent 99. As a powerful wizard in the making, experience its precise movements and fluid combat system. It's a dungeon crawler that features hundreds of unique spells and relics. It has a Playscore of 8.2. Omen's Light. A murder mystery game with a dose of post-apocalyptic action. The end of the world just happened and it's up to you to save it by repeating its final day again and again. Until you do it right, find clues, fight enemies, and solve a looming murder case. It has a Playscore of 8.22. Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Here's yet another blast from the past. This collection was made in celebration of the historic 30-year legacy of Street Fighter. Fans of the franchise will really have a kick with this collection that has a Playscore of 8.33. Moonlighter. A shopkeeper moonlights as a monster-slaying hero in this roguelite adventure. The contrast between managing your store and dungeon crawling keeps it engaging. There are some parts that need work, however. Item management is confusing and there are some minor bugs. Definitely a must-have for fans of retro-themed RPGs. It has a Playscore of 8.42. Dead Ahead Zombie Warfare. Also a mobile game, this action shooter lets you defend your bus from a hungry horde of zombies. Plan your defense to ward off the flesh-eating army and blast them with your wide arsenal of firepower. It has a provisional Playscore of 8.49. Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. Next on this list is INTI Creates' 2D Metroidvania adventure that oozes with Castlevania elements. Play as a demon slayer who travels through perilous lands to defeat powerful enemies. It has a play score of 8.55. Dragon's Crown Pro. An enhanced version of the critically acclaimed 2D RPG, this refined version offers stunning visuals and 4K compatibility. Slaying dragons and exploring dungeons has never looked so spellbinding. It has a play score of 8.73. Detroit Become Human. Quantic Dream's latest adventure game takes you to the 3 different stories in a cyberpunk world. Play as 3 androids in a Blade Runner-esque journey and make the right choices in its branching narrative. Claire and I live streamed this game last Friday. You guys should check out our video. We will be live streaming the part 2, so click that notification bell if you want to know when that will be. Currently, this game has a play score of 8.74. Dark Souls Remastered. A casual filter since the beginning of time, this is the Dark Souls of remasters. Re-enter the deep and dark universe of Lordaeron with 60 frames, high-definition visuals, and the Art Warriors of the Abyss DLC. It has a play score of 8.9. Middle-earth Shadow of War Desolation of Mordor. The latest expansion in Monolith's action hack-and-slash open-world adventure puts you in the shoes of Baranorm, captain of Minas Ithil. It has a provisional play score of 9.36. Far Cry 3 Classic Edition. This needs no introduction. Years after its release on the PS3, this remaster arrives for the PS4. It's currently only available free of charge to those with Far Cry 5 Season Pass. Full release is set within the coming weeks. Based on initial reviews, it's no more than just a straight port of the PC version, so if you miss that memorable tropical gore, you might want to check it out. It has a provisional play score of 9.63. That's it for this new video, guys. You can get all these new PS4 games through the links in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell. I'll see you soon!